Hi there, my name is Alenne Menget. I'm happy to be here again, Hall of Fame with Darling Younger. I'm grateful to be considered famous, and from the name, maybe that's the reason why I'm here the second time.
Now, to those who are seeing for the first time, who might not know who Alenne Menget is, could you please describe yourself in 1 minute?
Yeah, 1 minute is small because today I want to talk about myself. Give me more than a minute. I'm an investigative journalist by training. I'm a communicator who at some point decided to try his hands into movie. I don't know when I got there, a lot of people thought that that's what I do. Acting is just it's a side business for me. What I'm into directly is communication in all forms, training, installations, and documentary productions, sports productions, TV productions. That's what I learned. Then I'm also a comedian. When it's too bad, I rush to do comedy out of this country. And I'm a multi-instrumentalist. I sing jazz music. When it's too bad, I need money. So when I feel that it's an international good jazz band that needs us, I follow that band to look for money. I'm a cook. They call me a chef. I don't like the chef name. I don't like importing that name. I'm a cook because I cook African traditional meals and they call us cooks. I'm a cook. What did I not talk about me? I'm a businessman. If I have to join that, I'm an entrepreneur. I do 1 or 2 businesses to survive. Small scale businesses to survive.
Okay. So is he a family man? Is he married? How many kids?
Not married. I got 3 kids. 1 boy, 2 girls.
Same woman or different women?
Different women. Some of them are my sister's kids. They're my kids. So I don't know what you mean by women. If I slept with them before I gave birth to all my kids.
Your biological kids, nee?
Or you just want to know my biological kids?
Yeah. How many kids?
I have 2 biological kids, 2 girls.
Okay. So if I were to ask, why is Nee not married?
Bad question. Because I'll put the same question to you. Leonga, you don't seem married.
Nee, what is your problem? Nee has started.
You don't seem married, so don't ask me that question. There is no rule in this world that you should get married. But I'll tell you the reason why. Marriage has been disaster for a lot of people, and I faced that Jill thing attitude or lack of confidence. I lost it all for women when I was 30 years old, and since then it's been difficult. 16 years I've been looking for a woman.
16 years?
Yeah, I am very smart. I know what a relationship is, and I know the disasters of a relationship. I need to see a woman for 48 hours, and maybe I've gone through negativity, and I start realizing that this one is not going to cope, and sometimes it's just good to be friends. And I've seen quite some good women, but there's also something that people should understand, which is compatibility. You need to run through compatibility. I come from that strange aspect of a profession where you need a woman that understands that they are going to say some crazy things about you when you go to Leonga's show, or they are going, you need all those things around. And to get it sometimes is difficult because the ordinary woman could pull you down at some point if you do not have the strength. If the woman does not have the strength enough to carry you, you get it. So it's difficult, but I think I'm getting there. I'm getting to see. The worst thing I would ever want to do in life is to get divorced. I'm somebody who gives all my love. And I'm somebody who will break down if I'm betrayed with love. I broke down at 30, and it took me 5 years to get out of depression. And I'm looking for possibilities not to break down again in life, because the only thing that has broken me down is a woman. And so I know the meaning of me breaking down. If I'm breaking down, the people who are following me will break down. The people I'm mentoring will break down. I am a symbol of positivity, and I don't want to be part of anything that will bring me down, because it's going to cause a lot of problems to people who think that I am always up, socially, morally. So I don't want any person to judge that. Let me put it myself in negative terms. Maybe I'm so scared of what could happen if I broke down. Yeah? Maybe I'm so scared of betrayal. So those are the things that could push me. But to me, it's not a problem. I've seen a lot of people who have had beautiful lives without necessarily putting a woman in front. But I'm getting there, like I told you. I'm getting there. I'm getting softer, and I'm getting tolerant, and I'm forgetting that story at that particular time. I should also add to you that a lot of women do not like poor people. And I am not...
A lot of women do not like poor people.
A lot of women do not like poor people. So I think that I'm not rich enough for a lot of the kind of for women I want. So...
let me ask you, what do you define? What's the definition of rich enough?
Women like money. Very few women have come to me for natural love. So that's one of the biggest problems I have. And each time it goes that way, something wrong happens. I start feeling 15 years ago, 16 years ago when it happened. I am not lucky. Each time I need to have a girlfriend, the next day the grandmother is sick. Or the next day the auntie fell. So it does not take 24 hours. So I just realized that I'm not too fortunate. That each time I need to talk to a woman, it looks like I'm ill luck. Within 24 hours, something bad happens. I think it's just about 4 girls in my life who have taken up to 1 week without any real bad thing happening. Or 2 weeks without really. And the next day, 48 hours, with my gray hair, they think I'm a billionaire. So there must be a bad thing to happen within 48 hours. So maybe other men out there would tell me if this is what they face.
So when you say bad thing, it means they're trying to get money from you.
I don't want to put it that way. I have a problem to solve.
That's what you're
A
implying.
major problem to solve.
Okay. So you just feel like they're coming in for the money?
No, I don't think so. I think that I have ill luck. That because of me, their grandmother is falling sick. Because of me, their kid is falling sick. Because of me, they are falling sick. Except some other men will tell me they are facing the same kind of problems I do face. This is Stevie, right? I'm here for fun. I'm
that's
also
a lot
comedian.
of sarcasm.
I'm here. It's comedy too. So come on, sir.
Nee, that's a lot of sarcasm. I know where you're coming from, though. I know. Okay. Now you mentioned you were depressed 4 or 5 years ago.
No, 11 years ago.
11 years ago, rather. Thank you.
For 5 years, yeah.
For 5 years. What took you to that place?
I told you exactly. I was in love with a woman and she broke my heart.
What did she do?
I gave everything to the woman. She broke my heart. She got pregnant for another man.
Oh.
Don't say, oh, that's what made me strong. I'll tell you the things that God did to me. God didn't want me to get into that relationship because it had turned out a disaster. I wouldn't be me here today. I would have died. I fell in love with a demanding situation that I would have been working all to satisfy. I learned a lot and I could teach people how to do these things these days because of what I passed through. It was 5 years of learning. Very few people fall into depression and come out. That's why some of the times I could take people out of depression very fast. Because I passed through that. I passed through a lot of things in life. That's the reason I pick up this experience. But yes, I was once in love, really in love. And you know, I am a Pisces and an artist. So our love is usually unadulterated. You give it all. I don't believe that a lover should lie. And it comes there. I was a manager of a radio station and she fell in love with a friend of mine. And the friend of mine said I couldn't succeed because my salary in life would never be more than 80,000. And for 5 years, I was there feeling terrible. But I took a decision that they would come to get money from me because what hurt me was I was called a journalist and journalists will never make money.
Oh.
I proved the point. I'm not broke. Like they said, I will never have more than 80,000. Today I have 110,000 per month, so 110. And today is better. So I look at them too. I'm not sarcastic anymore. Look like they need some money.
Oh.
So, and they just
it looks like they need some money.
Yeah, they just consider that if they could build up some reconciliation too. And that's how life is.
So are they married now, the two?
They got divorced.
Oh.
And we shouldn't be putting my energy on them anymore. All of us now are friends again. All of us now are very good friends again.
Very good.
We are very good friends. Okay. It's just, yeah, but once you get through this question, we always have to trace all those things. A lot of people have this. A lot of people heal fast. But when you invest in a lot of love, it could affect your future. It could affect things that happen to you. I used to be that kind of a person that thought that all about life was love. You need to be with your woman. I thought that life was so fair. I thought that life was like me. Life destroyed me.
So what about now?
Come on. I've seen very beautiful women with capacity. And that's where I want to mingle. I've seen women with capacity. They got their own personality. They got their own selves. And they tell their own stories. They talk their stories like me. They too were hit on. But I need to give that love to somebody I've realized deserves that love. See, there is nothing as beautiful as going home early. Peace. You see, most of these married people out here, 85% of them go late because there is no love at home. We don't know these things. And I wouldn't have involved myself in that. That's why we have lots of veteran groups veteran on Sunday, veteran on Saturday. They are running away from Madame. They are running from problem. The fear of Madame is the beginning of wisdom. The fear of husband is the beginning of wisdom. I have peace, and I'm going in for peace. But I've seen some few lovers, because of this, I've decided to find out from a lot of homes how things are going on there. Forget it. Start driving from Bonaberry through the bridge of Bonamusade during traffic. You see what I'm telling you about. You see every good husband is on the steering, and their wives are always looking at the other side of the window. It's the argument they had in the night that I don't want to have. You understand? Go, majority, after every 10 cars, you see couples inside. If the man is not with a young girl that they are girlfriends and they're smiling, you know these ones are not married, they are talking and playing loud music. If you see anyone that they're married, you know the man is frowning on the steering and the woman is looking out the window. So don't ask me questions. Go and ask those people what's happening in their homes too. But I'm coming there. I'm coming there to be an example. Okay. And I'll talk about that.
Let's move on to something else. Let's talk about you as an entrepreneur before we talk about the entertainment industry, you know. What keeps you going every day?
What keeps me going every day is a program for a week, program for a day, program for the month. I hate any bit of time in life that is not useful, apart from the time that I'm resting. So my hands are always working. So in the morning, first thing first, check if the little one at home is okay. She sleeps with me, get her napkins up, clean her. She's very young. Prepare her, teach her abacada. Then you leave home. Me, I leave home. The next thing I'm doing is that I'm cooking. So I have quite a very tight schedule. And I'm cooking and cooking and cooking. After cooking, I start serving. After serving, I could go to the TV like you, or if there is an event, like I was member of a jury for Miss Africa something in the weekend, I prepare it thereafter. I mean, I'll call the person I work with, because I actually divided my life. My celebrity life is off my private life. So I now prepare my celebrity movement hours before the people I'm supposed to go with to get ready. We are going somewhere. When we come back, so that's it. But my hands are always full.
Okay. So for how long has your restaurant been running?
My restaurant?
How many years?
My restaurant has been running for 4 years, I guess, yeah.
And how would you describe this 4 years?
Been beautiful. Everything is working as planned. I'm putting a lot of more energy there now because I try to diverse business, and I realized that I had to come and do some mental renovation. So I'm present. For last year, I wasn't present. I'm present this year. Last year, I was trying to build, I spoke to you, real estate for the children. If I'm not there someday, let you people pay some rent, because it's difficult. I realize it's difficult to run restaurants. Restaurants are, you could go down, real estate wouldn't go. So the restaurants are doing very well. I'll use this opportunity to thank a lot of you out there. These restaurants were built from the scratch of your love. When you realize that I was an artist and there's a possibility you pay me back. And it wouldn't just be going to the bank to dash me money. I wanted something to sell. And I don't think you come to my restaurant because that's where we have the best food in the world, because food is not the same every day. But you come there because it's me. You come there because you want to support me. You come there because you want to pay me for comedy that you watched and smiled. You come there because you love me. So it's been going very well, going well as planned, and that's why I'm putting a lot of energy. I'm not just using restaurants today to make money. I'm using it to show the rest of the world that no matter how big you are, if you're a knight of the order of valor in Cameroon that I am, you could still go down and remove your shoes and be humble. That's why today, this year, I'm not just a cook, I'm a waiter. I do the cleaning. I do most of the dirty job around the restaurants. I'm raising my managers. I realized that majority of people who admire me today come because they come to meet a very humble man. From the beginning, they come they come with that idea of complex. We're going to make a superstar. We're going to be best African actor. And you come and you see a layman joking with you, and they're always happy, and they'll come back. Mm-hmm. So that's it. But I'm not using that as a trick. That's just me.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, what makes your restaurant stand out?
Most of what I just told you.
Okay.
Simplicity.
Yeah.
I don't have a restaurant.
What do you have?
I have a kitchen.
A kitchen?
And all the logo below my kitchen is, if you want more, ask for more. If you have the capacity to enter my kitchen and feed yourself. That's the reason why it stands out, because we have a lot of food and we do not consider customers as customers. We consider customers as family.
I would say I've visited your restaurant a couple of times, and each time I'm being served food, I find it difficult to finish. To think that I pay as little as 2,500, I eat till I often ask for a takeaway. Like, can I have
Everybody does that.
Yeah.
So you see, our restaurants, they deal more on distribution of food. Takeaway, call our number, we have bikes, they'll come home. You don't expect me to give that small quantity of food when some people are buying 3 plates of euro and I know they are in the house, 6 of them. Give them the euro that 6 people can eat. Amazing. They could reach home and add some gari and eat. I'm planning to bring down prices.
Oh, really now?
Because the achievement of the restaurant was the house is done. So I'm planning to cut down prices for restaurant for almost nothing. Yeah. Wow. That's the new deal. Yes, of course. The idea is for people to eat.
But then it costs you a lot, yes, to buy the...
If I'm not losing and I'm paying rents,
yeah.
If I'm not losing and the workers are confident, one way of giving out is to make things go down.
Very well.
Give back to the people, yeah.
Okay. Now, what are some of your challenges as far as running a restaurant is concerned?
Main challenges is workers. From the beginning, I blamed a lot of my workers I worked with, but I realized that the first set of workers I had were angels because I had time to train them and they knew my capacity and I trained them exactly what I wanted. Most of my first workers have graduated. They are big people today. I'm happy. Some have restaurants, some have traveled abroad. But after I started recruiting other people, I've met a bunch of senile fanatics, thieves, heartbreakers. These are my new set of heartbreakers. You get work. Then I realized it's everywhere. Workers are not steady. And especially as I diverted to invest in other businesses, I wasn't there daily. And I gave confidence to some of them. Some of them decided to break almost everything. They break down the quality of food. They break down the quantity of food. They cut meat for my customers small. Some customers were complaining. You send food to another restaurant since it's not one. They go there, you say this is the meat. Because they want to sell double plates, they cut that meat into 2 to still sell to customers. But well, I just had to do Donald Trump. Fired all of them. And that's why I'm present, because I'm rebranding and I'm training a new set of people to get back to who we were. Because it's a natural thing for all businesses in the world, but mostly in Cameroon. If you abandon your business for a while to do some other thing, there's always, from the beginning, they attempted to steal. After they attempted to steal, they tried to steal. After they tried to steal, they said, let's steal. And after that, they steal. Then after they steal, they say, let me just steal again. Then after, let me just see when you don't come, and then let me just steal, then let me just steal. Then afterwards, they say, okay, let me just take all and prepare. After I can fight him. So, yeah, I blame myself for also giving that space. That's it.
Okay.
So the challenges are workers.
The workers.
Workers. Mm-hmm. Workers who do not fit in your capacity and mentality will never give you exactly what you want. Mm-hmm. Yes.
What about the fact that there are a whole lot of restaurants around, So is that not a challenge as well? Because you're trying to get clients or customers. Isn't that a little bit difficult?
You're talking about Douala, right?
Yeah.
These restaurants cannot feed 4 million people.
Okay.
This town has more than 4 million people. This amount of restaurants cannot feed more than 4 million people. Because each restaurant does not need 100 people to survive. So carve 50 people that you're sure of and keep them per day. And you're a millionaire.
Yeah, let's talk about the mover industry. Now, you were here a year ago, yes? Now, let's talk about the changes. Ever since you came here and now, how would you describe it?
Ooh, it's growing, it's growing, it's growing, it's growing, it's growing, it's growing. And the biggest growth I think we're having in the industry today is the Planters Plantation. Mm-hmm. I've not watched the movie. I've not watched it. Because I've not had the opportunity to watch it. But you know why I love it? It came from the underdogs. We've gotten to a point that it looks like if you don't have a certain level of money, you can't make movie. These are the underdogs. These are young people from nowhere with little funds and the blue. It tells you that you can make it. That's the reason I'm with them. So cinema is changing from finance and who we are to talent. It's changing for we can do it no matter who we are. Do a short film, do a low budget film, but let it be real. You will still be nominated. That's the new news I have. A lot of young people have become so encouraged I keep telling a lot of people, there's a lot of mystery. They lie you. Oh, this is camera B2, camera 12 this, camera this. Get out of here, man. Shit. It is talent in front of the camera, not the capacity of the camera. The biggest movies in this world were not shot with the big names of camera. Hotel Rwanda was the whole story. Go online. It was shot with a mediocre camera. I'm not saying that people should not use bad cameras, but I'm telling you that the level of cameras today shouldn't bother your idea of movie. Start with something. You get it? There are cameras that are not too expensive, that have the capacity of cameras that are 100% more expensive. Because some people will just come, instead of telling you a good movie, they tell her, I shot with red. You shot an ugly movie with red, and so what? I shot with blue. You can shoot with a Canon, a high-capacity Canon 3 that will come out the same and you get a good movie. And I'm happy to let that these young people have understood, because in those days, they will start telling you camera and start telling you story. You come with a beautiful camera without the beautiful lights, you still fail. So I'm putting a lot of kudos and I'm putting a green button to these wonderful, beautiful guys that did the Planters Plantation, because that is the changer of the layman and the cinema. Us, the lay people of the cinema. It's been a lot, huge change, yeah.
Now let's talk about music as well before moving to comedy, because you are a comedian as well. You mentioned that you were into music too. So let's talk about music right now, the Cameroon music industry. How do you find it?
It's good. It's so good. I said it before. You need to go out of the box for it to shine. And they are going out of the box. I said it before. If you do not come to play our local music into world music, it wouldn't work. We cannot compete with Nigerians and Ghanaians with high life transformed into Afrobeats. No. They did high life all their lives. They just did the transformation. We needed to touch a blend of our Bikusi, a blend of our Mikasa, a blend of our Makusa, a blend of our Bamenda music. Then we transform them. I've been saying that for years and it's working now. Cash, Jovi. Remember that's when I fell in love with Jovi? And Cash, he has Bikusi beats transform into world music. Bikosa, he has this Basa beat, it's been transformed into world music. Kosi, it has a bit of the Babiliki beats blended. They are original.
Okay.
That's why they make a difference. The rest of it, then my countryman, we're proud of who we are.
Waiting.
He has the Mbalum beats transform into world music. That is why you see they are the ones running the world, Cameroon music today. But if you want to keep still staying and doing the flow of Nigerians, we cannot catch up the capacity. It is theirs, they are more experienced. But these people have named will run this thing the rest of their career, because they are coming from somewhere that nobody ever expected. This is what we were preaching from the very start. That's how I found love for Jovi. That's why I put Jovi on support from day one. Now, these people I'm talking are people that I talk with every single day. These because legend. I'm with him on the phone every day. He calls me mentor. For that person who says that I don't support, he calls me mentor. What do we do next? Kosi, who is at that capacity, talks with me every day. I would like to let you know that Kofi had to play a song with Jovi. I was the mediator. Something went wrong.
What happened?
No. Again, it's personal. He got to me, and I got to Jovi, and something went wrong. I had to add Jews near there. We killed it, like mature people. This whole story, I couldn't have been there if we didn't get through all this. But these are great people with different ideas. And they're working so hard. You see, the Kosi, his strategy is not yet seen. He plays good music, he's got the personality, and he's got the show person. That is all you have. I think that's why he's building it. So our music is going to a different level. I always say that you do not need 1,000 people to become artists. You need 5 people to be leaders. And those 5 people who are leaders will make us be recognized in the rest of the world, and then they will start getting any other person to join. Like I said here in the last interview, when I first met Two-Face, in London. I played Mr. Leo's song, and he did not believe that kind of music would come from Cameroon. He wanted me to organize a show with him and him here in Cameroon. It was almost impossible. Then I didn't really have the capacity to want to do that. But you know what? It's good music that resembles jazz. But if you see what Mr. Leo is doing today, he's out of the box. He too is out of the box. You see what he's singing? He's singing some strange music, and it's going to catch. Once you follow flow, especially when it comes from another boundary, you're always a copy. But once you build your own original, other people who come there are copying. So,
okay.
You could also go, I'm telling other artists that if you go and play the Bikosa beats or something like Jovi, you're doing the right thing. Talk to them and copy their songs. Do something and bring a particular song. Don't call it song. You sing your own song, you put it there. Now the whole thing becomes popular, and the rest of the world gets to understand that song. And I'll tell you, it's a secret that other countries have worked out for. Do you know Himisiki? Himisa, Himisiki, Himisa. Makusa used to be the toughest song. Yeah, Makusa used to be the toughest music in Africa at a certain point, and the Congolese were missing out. They did a strategy that they built one particular balate, as you call it, and all songs had it. You play every song, but you get to Himisiki, you put it there. The whole world knows that once you hear that song, you put it there. I do not see any reason why you should not take one of the popular positions of one of these our four great artists today, and everybody sings about it. But that's where we have a problem. It's not copy. It's selling a brand new brand in the market. Selling a brand new style of dancing in the market. It's not copying. It's a brand new, and it's a people joining to build that brand new and selling it out. The Nigerians have done it. Like the Congolese, they came out. I can never forget that. The Congolese have always had a particular tune that everybody sings to it. Every artist at that generation sings to it. If it's like this in Misiki, Imisa, if you see 100 artists who come that month, they sing that same thing. Then the rest of the world is forced to get to them. So why should somebody not go and pick up one of these popular songs and let groups of people sing it?